Put your red shirt on and a brown coat too. Everybody's joining the crew. We got just one ring, let we rule them all. Hope you'd remember your towels. Get your Ulu feathers and your Middler guns. A sonic screwdriver or a sword +1. Use Valerian steel if it will get you to come. To the pit tank. To the pit tank. The Rocky Mountain pit tank.
Hi, I'm Guy.
Hi, I'm Troy.
Hi, I'm Alex.
And this is Geek Tank.
Your two widescreen sized podcasts and one old school television sized podcast. Because you're that old TV size.
4:3 aspect ratio.
4:3.
I'm 4:3. Today we'll be talking about resolution size.
It's Guy, the Snyder Cut.
New Year's resolution size. Anyway, all right.
You also need to be in black and white periodically if you're going to be the Snyder Cut.
Right. I feel like I could figure that out if I had time to.
Right. Justice League. Hi, Brent. Welcome to the show. Anyways. Yeah, Brent's here. Can't you see?
I can see Brent is here.
I think Brent's here on 3 different services.
Probably.
Keep doing your best, Brent.
Yep.
Doing the good work.
Yeah. Oh, since you weren't at the last show, Alex, I forgot to mention this to you in person. I don't know if Guy did or not, but one of our sponsors, Kieran Games, gave us these little paint kits, little miniature paint kits, and he gave us 3 identical ones with the request that we do the paint kits as a show.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And so, and I'm like, that'd be good because I don't think you've ever painted any miniatures, have you?
Not as an adult, no.
Well, cool.
That'll make it actually kind of fun because it'll be, Troy and I do this for relaxation, which shows you how long it's been since I've relaxed because I think the last mini I painted was 2020, but that's all right.
Well, I doubt it's the only way you know how to relax, if you know what I mean.
It is probably the only, but it is still something I like to do to relax. So
both require paper towels. So, but yeah, I thought it'd be cool. We could do a little, like, Guy and I could kind of guide you along.
Sure.
Painting of that. It's and they're really cool little kits. And I wanted to, actually, I'll do this right now while we're talking about stuff. I'm going to see if he has any on his website so I can post the link. So if anybody wants to pick up the kit and paint along with us, that'd be cool.
Yep. He's at KieranGames.net because apparently he tried to get the KieranGames.com and then he lost it in a, re-up sort of thing. And a Chinese company, which had something to do with Kieran, bought it instantly, and when they did, they then tried to sell it back to him for $1,500. Mm-hmm. So he's on KieranGames.net.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I assumed that we would do that all in the same locale.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Brent's recommending that we do that together in the same spot, which I concur. And I have your kit here, by the way, Alex. So just so you're cognizant, and if I remember to bring it, I will bring it.
Well, if we're all going to hang out in one spot to do this,
you might as well keep it with you.
Keep it until we get to that point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Cool.
Yeah, that's why I religiously hold on to my 5 domains.
Cool.
Yeah, Tara was thought maybe that Facebook had unfollowed us, and so she went to look us up. And there's Rocky Mountain Fish Tank is out there.
All right.
So, yeah.
I mean, realistically, we're kind of like Rocky Mountain Fish Tanks.
Mm-hmm. If the fish are geeks.
If you have fish that are geeks, they become freaks. I'm just saying.
Or gish.
Oh, it's time for a shower.
Time for you to shower, guy.
Just saying.
Yeah.
When the computer tells you that you're stinky,
Mm-hmm.
better listen to
You
it.
know you've gone way too long.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm not seeing the thing, so I'll have to message him and ask him if he's going to put any up on his website or something. So if people wanted to pick them up, they could. But, or
Cool.
if that's too inconvenient, I guess you could go to your local game store. Since some of us aren't local, our one viewer times 3.
yep.
Cool. Yeah, sorry. We're leveling up this week in the D&D game. So
Yeah.
after a couple of things, I'm just looking at what's next level spell is going to be. It's probably going to be nothing for my character.
Which really, that's actually a good thing because I'm looking forward to getting rid of one spell that I've had that's been just dead weight.
Cool.
And bards can change.
Cool.
So,
Thanks for switching over, Donald. So yeah, this next level is going to be full of options. So you might not want to wait until Saturday to take a look at it, guy.
Well, for Guy, he should have already made those options last level because he's full bard.
Oh,
Yep,
that's right.
I'm full
Because you stepped
Yeah,
off
I made
of
those
it.
options.
Yeah, I'm multi-classed, so I'm hitting 10th level bard this time.
Last level.
pain in the ass. Wait, what?
There she is.
Mm-hmm.
George is really.
But she's
into
always worth it.
Sweat on my cup. Weird.
But yeah.
So anyway, what's happening in the geek world?
So what is happening in the geek world? I mean, I worked all weekend, so I missed out on a lot of things. I know that we have a lawsuit in place or starting now for AI generated art, which I don't think is the right tack. I think what they need to do is digitally fingerprint AI work somehow.
Who are they suing specifically?
Midjourney mostly. There's actually only 3 companies that have put out this. It's all based off of one algorithm. So they're hitting the algorithm company, and then they're hitting Midjourney, which is using that algorithm in an open source thing for this. But does your G Troy? You don't make us sing because you know we will. That's mostly the reason why he doesn't make us.
Well, I know I would prefer my non-bards not pretend to be bards in real life. Yep. Just like I don't want my fighters hurting themselves trying to swing a sword around.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am pretty much a bard.
My computer's going to die.
Oh, no. Bye, Troy.
I'll be back eventually.
But,
Let's see if it saves itself.
We have done things where we've done karaoke nights, and we've actually done like in-character karaoke.
I missed that one.
It was really great. Sad.
Have we lost Troy? Did he freeze?
It looks like he's pretty frozen to me.
Can we tap him? Bing, 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 bing. What do we think? Maybe it'll work.
Well, I mean, our pictures aren't aligned in such that it would even look like you were like tapping on his aquarium or anything. So
I'm also a 4x3, so
yeah,
tapping here doesn't help any.
Yeah, you've got your border, and then you've got like the Geek tank.
Right, a little bit of the tank right here. I have to reach quite a bit through here to, just to. Okay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool if like my hand appeared? Anyway. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. In character karaoke was in fact awesome.
Karaoke.
And
there we go.
Yeah, and then let's see here. I guess we can talk some character stuff. Because your bard has fairy fire, right?
Yep.
And I think that might be much more a Ivy flavor spell than a Julie flavor spell.
I think so too.
So I'm going to switch that out for something that's much more Julie. So,
yeah, because it's the same thing. Ivy's got Blade Ward, and she never uses it, and it's not in character.
Yeah, the only time I think I've used Fairy Fire was when you were GMing.
Yeah,
and Ivy wasn't there.
Right.
So.
Well, and I'm thinking that would be very useful against this particular last guy that we were dealing with. Fairy Fire would be very useful against him.
Yeah. So let's see here. I just gotta make sure. I'm gonna take Catnap instead.
Catnap sounds fun.
Very
Brent will cast Fireball. Will you attack the darkness?
Counterspell. That's Magic Missile.
Well, yeah, but we have to fudge because it's
Yeah, in Borderlands 2, in one of the DLCs, basically the Bunkers and Badasses DLC, it's like D&D. You get different grenade mods named after spells like Chain Lightning and Fireball, and there's even Magic Missile. And there's a part where you can attack the darkness with the Magic Missile grenade to open up the secret chest. It is in fact, I appreciate it.
Right? That's at least in character. So
I appreciate it.
Oh, good. He made it back.
Good.
He did make it back.
Yep.
You're back. And I were discussing that we're going to let Ivy be the Fairy Fire caster, and I'm going to switch that spell out for something that's much more Julie.
Makes sense.
So, Troy.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about our game? Because, I mean, it's a pretty cool game.
Oh, no.
Give us the secrets.
I wasn't really going that way, but, we do have an interesting game brewing.
Weird. Gravity is just doing weird stuff over there. Ghosts.
Well, Fairy Fire is just really cool. I mean, of course, just the fact that if they fail their save, anybody attacking them gets advantage. That's always good.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Anyway, so yeah, we all actually live in this little world on Roll20, which is where a lot of us are hanging out, but not Alex. Because Alex does not, in fact, like Roll20.
It has its issues.
It does have its issues.
Yep.
But I personally like the fact that I can just click a button and it updates everything. So let's talk a little bit about, speaking of, things are starting to settle down apparently on a lot of the problems that have been going through with the D&D thing. So what do we think about that?
You mean D&D licensing?
Yeah, the licensing, the open licensing problem that we had.
I don't know. I think I see a lot of dollar signs in a bunch of independent companies' eyes because they're like, now's the time to start trying to get our game out.
Right.
Because there's all these people super reactive to Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro. And I mean, I've seen people posting, I'm going to burn all my books. I'm like, well, just give them to the library. Give them to some kids who can't afford any books.
Yeah, right?
That sounds like a thing.
Yeah, it's like unless you're paying a fee every time you look at your book to WotC, I don't think it's really going to hurt them.
Yeah,
I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if for me to be pushed to the point to abandon the game after as much time as we put in, or the system, I should say, not the game, because the game would exist just in a different system.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was going to abandon the system, it would have to be one of those things where the majority of the company was found to have done something really heinous.
Mm-hmm.
Like sexual harassment of their employees, that kind of thing. Like that one game company that Chelsea boycotted.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, I think the thing they did was just a stupid business thing, not a super malicious, mean thing. So
I feel like it was just a tactical error. I agree.
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, Hasbro, at least in the WotC realm, has done a few things over the years where they've been like, we're going to do this. And if there was backlash, they like, no, we were going to walk back on that. But if there wasn't backlash,
yeah. Burn all your magic cards.
No.
That'd be a bad idea. I was just looking up Fairy Fire here because I was curious if it does work against invisibility.
Yes.
Yeah, how is Chelsea doing? That's a good question.
I saw Chelsea at the club a couple Sundays ago. We chatted just a tiny bit. She seemed to be doing fine.
Yeah, seems like she's doing pretty good to me. I mean, she's been very busy, so it's been very hard for her to, to hang out with us and stuff like that. But that's okay. We cry a little, but we'll get over it. So,
I don't know. I guess during this time period she's not available. I know that part of the problem originally was trying to do it in person was difficult logistically for her. But yeah, last time I saw her was briefly at IndieK.
Yeah. So, what are we doing in 2023, folks? First of all, I think we should do a new opening credits.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
Get right on that.
Yep. Actually, I am. Actually,
Yep.
I liked Alex's idea for the new opening credits, and I will operate with this. It will be fun.
It's gonna Photoshop your face in there.
No,
Yeah,
but badly to make it
bad.
look like they're just like clipped out pictures of our faces.
Are you just gonna put his face over top of Chelsea?
No, don't do that.
That would look weird.
Don't do that.
No,
honestly, you should just put my face like on a stick.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I was actually thinking, take lots of pictures of Alex's face in different like expressions or whatever. And
Right? Yeah.
Stick
be like
stick it like an
animation.
badly animated animation, so he's like, sort of thing.
Yeah, but like
then
I like
put
it
that
like
on top of like the Old Spice guy or something, like doing this, like all muscles and
as long as we don't get flagged or sued.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Flagged or sued, I'm okay with that. So, okay, there's a way to print these things, isn't there? These character sheets.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, no, made some changes, did the thing. Looked ahead at level 6 spells for the next level of Bard I'm going to get, and I am not interested in any of them. Just not really in character.
That's fair.
Well, I don't know. Maybe mass suggestion.
Mass suggestion. That would make some sense, though, with your character.
I suggest you all just fuck off now.
Right? Modern sci-fi tank. That'd be funny.
So, gosh. Yeah, we started the game over a year ago. Was it... I don't think we started in December. I think we started in January.
Oh, was it over? I thought it was.
Wait,
I thought we'd been playing for like a year and a half at this point.
It's been a while. Oh, you know what it was? It's 2 years ago is when I got the set, because I got it at Christmas. That would be Christmas 2021, and so it was mid 2022 is when we started. So yeah, so we're coming up. I bet I could find out by looking at.
No, I could have sworn that we'd already been. No, we've been playing for
longer than that.
I want to say like a year and a half.
I feel like it's been longer than that, but of course we are also in the middle of, all of COVID. So everything takes 10 times longer.
All right. Yeah, I was looking at Bart, especially my character. This is a red letter day for my character, a red letter level. I actually have 3 spells that cause damage now. The rest of them are mostly about, there's I have a lot of spells just for practicality and luxury.
There's no
the rest of the characters at first level are like, we have to make camp. I'm like, cool, cast Unseen Servant. By all means. It's me, Bob. I had to go College of Blades. My character is actually based off of a historical figure, and who was known as being one of the premier duelists of their time, as well as an opera star, and was known for getting into tavern brawls. She's great. She is, in fact, if you weren't here, I know I've said that before. If you weren't here when I've said it before, she's the best character I've played since Nazir Narinian.
She's a pretty cool character, though. I like her.
She's amazing.
So, not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm. That's too bad the chat window here on Roll20 doesn't put the dates. So I'm back at our very first chat on Roll20, but there's no.
Oh, it doesn't say either, like when you started the game, because I know it tells you like the last time you played the game.
I'm on the first page here, and it's reminding me of how we started with a couple of solo missions, and how the drunk was trying to steal from the fox.
Oh yeah, they totally like made out in the alley.
Yeah, because it's like he's hugging your waist as you're pulling it out, because Fox was pulling the sword out to try to duel him. So yeah, that was pretty funny. Let me see if I can find a start date of the game. Not there. I can't. All right, let's go back to the beginning. But yeah, we I had found 5th edition starter set for super cheap and bought it on a whim. Tried it out with my kiddos. They weren't really into it. And then Guy was looking for someone to switch up from his game because he wanted a break. And I'm like, hey, let's just try this pre-written adventure, because I've rarely, if never, ran pre-written stuff. So I'm curious to see how that goes.
Oh shit! I get a cantrip at this level as well. Holy crap! It's crazy. Gotta pick a thing now. Yeah, what I have right now is for my I had to pick a 4th cantrip, but I've got Mending, Prestidigitation, Vicious Mockery, 1st level, Healing Word, Long Strider, Unseen Servant. 2nd level, Alter Self, Heat Metal, Lesser Restoration. 3rd level, Catnap, Counterspell, Fly, Sending. 4th level, Dimension Door, Freedom of Movement. 5th level, Steel Wind Strike, and a homebrew shelter spell. Since there's Leoman's Tiny Hut at 3rd and Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion at 7th, we now have a Julie's Comfortable Cottage at 5th.
Julie's Comfortable Cottage. That sounds cool.
It's nice.
Character creation will be on Saturday, February 6th, 8 p.m. 2 years ago.
Yeah. See? 2 years.
Yep. So 2 years ago is when we started character creation.
So
That makes sense.
good.
Yep. And then the
Well,
Act
we're
1
gonna have to go on hiatus pretty soon here.
Act 1 Part
because
1 was 1 year ago.
I like swabbing throws, though, Bob. I'm just saying, if you're gonna have, if you're gonna have a swabbing throw, so like something a pirate would have, right?
Yar, matey. You swab in the deck.
Throw.
Why do I have to swab the poop deck?
Arr.
Sorry.
Right. So yeah, I'm just saying I like swabbing throw. That's all I got. I like swabbing throw.
Yeah, looks like I typed up our first little first night of gaming, and that was March 7th 1 year ago, because it's the opening thing, and then done more in story formats, like the overly cluttered secondhand store called So Nice. That's SEW. Nice. Saw more activity and interesting people than it has since years ago when the seamstress shop was sold to a traveling merchant that was done with traveling. So yeah, I need to post this on our Facebook page or gaming page. But yeah, it's been just over a year. And if things go according to plan,
I said 2000. Wait.
Well, we made characters 2 years ago, but the first game looks like it happened just before March 7th.
Okay, yeah. So it's been almost 2 years.
Yeah. So yeah, January, February, March. So yeah, a few more months, it'll be 2 years.
Right.
Yep, we got 2 more games, and then we have to take a break because we're losing one of our players for about a month.
Yep.
We have talked about that because I said I was going to be going back to I thought we talked about it here on the cast. We're going to be finishing up the adventure that we were in the middle of in Earth Dawn when the vid hit. So
Earth Dawn.
So good.
So yeah, it's been interesting. It's disappointing and out of anybody's control, but since our one player had to drop out of the game and hasn't been really able to come back, it's sad. But
It is sad. I miss that one player.
and instead of taking the opportunity to run a smaller group, I've added another player.
Right? Because that's smart.
Way to go,
I'm
Troy.
just, saying.
I just need to have her kill other players, and that'll thin out the crowd.
Also true.
Gosh, what else is there?
I don't know. We're running rapidly out of things.
But none of us came in here with a plan because that's how we
never
always
do. But usually we have like a better way of rolling it.
Just yeah.
Although we have not returned to that game there, Brent, if you're wondering. I have not heard much about. I mean, I hear rumblings that we will be resuming that game, but I have not actually seen any actual get started stuff.
Yeah. Eberron, yeah, I picked up the 5e Eberron book in preparation for maybe jumping into an Eberron game sooner or later. I totally want to play a hard-boiled detective in Sharn. Rogue and fighter levels.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sorry I haven't been able to do any role-playing, Donald. That's makes me sad for you.
The online stuff's not bad.
No, it's not.
With people I don't know if I would trust it with just random strangers. But somebody's knocking, pardon me.
Somebody's knocking at the door or something about doors.
All right. Cool.
Somewhere there is a way to print these character sheets, and I haven't figured it out. We were talking about it, and then I was like, well.
I think I don't know if there's been a situation where the players have talked their way out of a situation in this game yet, but they've done a lot of seeing a situation before it happens and just not being there. So those guys look tough. Let's go have a beer.
Right. Right.
Also true.
But yeah, the current sort of mission that they're on is from the book, The Waterdeep Heist, or Dragon Heist, set on Waterdeep. And so I'm running a bit of that sort of trimmed down for the players because it worked out that some of the NPCs that they know fit into that scenario and storyline pretty easily. So I'm half expecting them to actually have a face-to-face meeting with Xanathar, see if they see eye to eye, to eye, to eye, to eye, to eye.
To some other eyes. Mm-hmm. The eyes have it.
I don't know. Even though trying to do a heist against Xanathar sounds really terrible, so does trying to talk with a beholder who will probably take everything the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
The puns. The puns. The puns.
Just send Ivy in to do the talking.
It'll always end well if you send Ivy in. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way this could possibly go wrong. Just want you to know that.
Mm-hmm.
Aha! Okay. I figured it out.
Mm-hmm. You figured out what?
How to save Ivy in her current mode. Because I've been trying to. I thought about this last time. I probably should save her the way she was before I go into the whatever it is and
the editor.
And so, but I'm
So-
like, I don't really need to save her for any other like major stuff. But
Yeah. Speaking
Might
of
as
major stuff, we should plug our sponsors.
major stuff.
Mm.
Oh, that's a good idea. Since
Private
we've been
privates.
so good about this particular. All right. Well, as we have said before, Geek Tank is sponsored by Kieran Games, Geekway Homes, and Your
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 mom.
mom.
And you'll find Kieran Games at KieranGames.net. KieranGames.net.
I've been playing a Sea of Thieves pirate game with my kids and bought 2 of the 3 boats I'm allowed to buy. And on my 3rd boat, I'm like, do I want to name it Your Mom? Because when other players see another boat, if they stare at it long enough, it'll say who the boat is and who it's captained by.
Mhm.
So I thought it'd be funny if it's like, look, it's Your Mom. Because it is the biggest boat in the game, the next one that I get. So
You gotta be awesome.
everybody board your mom.
You know,
Your
just
mom-
saying, but
Your mom's like,
you've done that
bus.
already. Yeah. I've got to admit, if you had that, it'd be funny because it'd be like, dog pile on your mom. You know,
Mhm.
it would never end. It'd be so awesome.
You sunk your mom.
You sunk your mom. So there's that.
Yeah, Nick's thing is he's been naming them all after fast food chains. But that's because he decided that since you can cook food in the game and you can cook it poorly or cook it really well, once you get the crafting skill down, he decided his thing was going to be that he was going to be like the best cook in the game. And he'd have like food for sale if people wanted to come up to his boat and buy food and that.
It's actually pretty awesome.
That's why his name's called the Lord of Beef. On there.
Also
Nice.
fair.
Yep. So if you're ever out there and you see the Red Lobster, that's probably my kid.
Right? Yep. Your mom, Way Acre. Oh man, that's funny.
What else is there? I started. There's only 3 episodes out so far, but I started season 2 of Vox Machina.
Oh, good.
It's up there with season 1. If you liked season 1, you'll probably like season 2. I'm assuming that what we'll do is we'll wait until they're all out before we watch it with our Friday night group.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched the first episode of The Last of Us, which I thought was pretty good.
Okay.
I haven't played the game, so there might be like horrible changes that's going to make someone who played the game upset. But they had I don't want to spoil anything. I'll just say that there was a nice twist a little ways into the show that I did not expect. And I don't know if it's because I haven't played the game that I didn't expect it, but it was a out of the norm of the storytelling that you see Hollywood always do with everything. So I was like, okay, I really like that. That's really cool. And they only had like one sort of jump scare. So the first episode, at least the first episode's okay for Guy.
Fair.
Cool.
But yeah, the actors, I think the actors are doing a great job, which is always good. You want believable characters.
Well,
Right.
yeah, Nathan Fillion though.
Nathan Fillion's not in it, is he?
Always a big- In The Last of Us?
I'll have to look that
Isn't
up.
it Nathan Fillion and the girl who played
No, it's Pedro. It's,
Pedro Pascal. Well, I was thinking that they did an awfully good job with makeup because he making Nathan Fillion look like Pedro Pascal.
They look so similar. They have 2 eyes arranged symmetrically on either side of their nose.
It looks like.
Well, I
it
mean,
looks-
like honestly, these days I am at the point now where I'm like, I wouldn't. I mean, because the whole thing is he's all like dirty and everything like that. So, like, how would you know? You know, so
Mhm.
I don't know why I thought it. It must have been like there was one picture or something where he just happened to look just like Mal or something. I don't know, but whatever it was, I thought it was Mal. So that's
I don't know. It looks like Nathan Fillion campaigned to play Nathan Drake in the live-action adaptation of Uncharted, which,
Yes, that might be part of what I'm doing. I'm getting things
from what I've heard, Uncharted was not a good movie compared to the video game. But
At least they actually kept the same main character.
Right?
So many video game adaptations are like, people really like these characters in this game. Let's go with a new character.
Right?
Why is anybody connecting with this?
Oh, Nathan Fillion did I gotta click on this and watch it later. Did a fan film of Uncharted.
Yes, that was a long time ago. I seem to remember that.
Yep, I will save that for another time.
Cool. Yeah, I full completed Final Fantasy Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion, and which is the remaster of the prequel to Final Fantasy VII, and I just started playing Persona 5 Royale today, and that game is slick. It is just really, really well presented, and something that I'd kind of already gotten from the stills is somebody spent a lot of time working on how the menus work and how they look and how they present information. It is, honestly, the UI is beautiful.
It's Persona 5 Quarter Pounder in America.
Right?
Yeah.
We're just saying, 'tis the nature of the things.
So yeah.
Cool.
Says me.
Here's something that's funny that happened to me last night.
Yes.
So I go out dancing Sunday nights, Goth Industrial Club, and Tina Sesh, who goes by Slave One, she's the main DJ there, and she is always live streaming on Twitch.
Fair.
And I've been told by her and other people that I have fans. There's people who just light up on her stream when I'm out there dancing and they can see me. I'm like, oh, that's cool, right on, you know. And I met one of my fans last night, and it wasn't weird or creepy or anything. He apparently was staying with a DJ Tower, and they went and he had some house guests, so he took him out to the club and stuff. And he's like, oh, I see you on the stream all the time, you know, you're really cool. I'm like, well, thank you very much. You know, it's just pretty wild.
Nice.
Yeah.
Need to get a Geek Tank jersey for you to wear while you're dancing. It's different target audience.
Not happening.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't be into it. Like, wait, why isn't there more dancing on Geek Tank?
You know, there is. It could happen anytime.
That's the Geek Tank fans only thing.
Right. The Geek Tank only fans?
Yes, that's it.
For your Geek Tank pleasure, we will now dance.
Call out the dancing girls. Well,
it's actually kind of funny because I was just looking at
dancing girls.
I was actually looking at level 6 Irresistible Dance and thinking that would truly entertain Ivy as a spell, but probably is not a spell she'll take, but it would be truly funny. Now we're going to make the bad guy. There's this huge bad guy, and he must dance.
Isn't that a plus for Ivy taking it because it'd be funny?
Right? Can I get a plus for taking it?
No, I mean, like, no, I'm saying isn't that in the yes, this is good for Ivy to take this.
Yeah,
spell.
not a mechanical plus, but a just for storytelling for yourself.
Yes,
yes, because she'd think it'd be funny. I'm thinking programmed illusion is probably more what she'll take, because then she could generate a thing to talk to that would talk back to her. It'd be useful in other ways, but it also fits the character. So, because like Irresistible Dance would be funny once, but pretty much I would, if I were Troy, the first thing I would do is make sure that all of the bad guys that we were up against from that point forward had resistance to that, then it wouldn't work.
I don't know if I need to. There's probably a
Step forward.
save, so they probably wouldn't even need it.
Yeah.
As Irresistible Dance says, creatures that can't be charmed are immune.
Yeah.
So if you can't charm it, it'll be immune.
Well, looking at it also from a you don't want to get into basically a counterplay arms race. If your character takes something, if a player character takes something, then they should have chances to have that thing shine.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that. Why does this say magical secret spell? What does that mean?
That's a class feature that you first encountered at 10th level Bard, that you get to choose 2 spells from any other caster class list that you could cast. So at 10th level, anything 5th level and below, including cantrips.
So yeah, at the bottom of the thing that you're reading, Guy, wisdom save defeats it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, wisdom save.
Yeah, so. It's like, obviously you should try to. There should be a little bit of counterplay, but you shouldn't be like, oh well, we got a monk in the party. I'm never going to try to shoot them with arrows.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that's not. It is I don't think it's as versatile. I can think of all kinds of cool things that I do now.
If you look at it straight from a mechanical standpoint, it can still kick your ass. Mm-hmm. You're not taking them out of the fight. It just says that all its movement to dance, so without leaving the same space. So you force them to stay in one space, and then it gets disadvantage on anything that's a dexterity saving throw, or dexterity attack rolls.
Sure.
While the target is affected by the spell, other creatures have advantage on attack rolls against it. So it gives you some good mechanical advantages, but it doesn't take them out of the fight. They can still toss spells at you without disadvantage.
Right. It's a debuff, but not a crippling one.
Right. It's not sleep at like enough hit dice to knock you out.
Right. So
I think it's one creature. Yeah, I think depending on the wisdom it has too, it might be one of those things where it might not even take effect if they make their roll right off the bat.
Yeah, it's all good. I
wouldn't say all of a sudden everybody you face is immune to charm.
No, it's all good.
Just the elves, because that's how elves work.
If it was mass dance, that might be good because I could have everybody do like the river dance,
mosh pit,
thriller.
Only works on undead.
Yep. I have now upgraded to level 11. Mm-hmm. So I will change her name now.
I think they do the disco ball thing in Plants vs. Zombie too, Bob.
Yeah.
I think. I feel like I've seen something like that.
All right.
I think the programmable illusion, you have to actually type up a script. It's not AI. It doesn't just respond intelligently. Which you could do. You could just have it say yes every 3 seconds.
Oh, you mean the programmable illusion? No, like, how interesting. Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
No, really. Tell me more about what you're talking about.
Well, yes. Light your breast on fire.
I was going to do that. Don't think I won't. It's only a matter of time. Would have worked too if you hadn't stopped me.
Somebody else did it for you.
Yeah, right. Would have worked too if.
Yeah. By the way, since nobody was there to see that but you, I'll go ahead and tell Alex. The Ivy saw something, but didn't quite know how to interpret it. So Guy decided to just leave it to an intelligence check roll. And rolled a 6. So Ivy went ahead and stuck her face in the situation, and the attack was a crit 20, nat 20.
Yep.
And the good news is it was a fire attack. So even though it was double damage, Ivy has resistance, so it halved that double damage.
Mm-hmm. Right. Because Ivy's an infernal, but it still burned her pretty good.
Yeah, and
burned the broomstick too. Right? A mob dance would be kick butt. Just saying. I'm just saying. Oh well. What
I
do we
think the
know?
way to do it would be to base it off of sleep, so that way it works on really low hit point characters.
Right?
So you could have a group of dancing kobolds or goblins.
Dancing kobolds. Yeah.
Dancing free.
Yep. Yep.
That's one thing that we watched recently. Lauren and I watched the Kids in the Hall Death Comes to Town, which was a Kids in the Hall miniseries that came out in like 2010. And it actually was really entertaining. Had a little storyline going on and everything to help keep things going forward with all the sketch comedy and stuff, and it was cool.
That is cool.
2010, season 1.
Yeah.
Season 1 and no season 2?
Nope, it was just a miniseries.
What service was that on? Oh,
I got it from disc. I actually
okay.
spring for discs from Netflix so I can watch like Kurosawa films. And
Gotcha.
You
Kids
know
in the
what?
Hall,
There's nothing
apparently.
wrong with that. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
It's pretty kick butt.
Yeah, Tara and I finished the rest of Arrested Development since it was picked up by Netflix.
Oh yeah, huh?
And it's good. What's interesting is I didn't know this until after we had finished it, and I was looking through the extras because we tried to start it quite a while ago before pandemic, and I remembered as not hooking us or something, and we just stopped. It turns out that the original Netflix version was almost 10 to 15 minutes longer than the final edited version.
Mhm.
That they went through the whole season. I want to say it was like fifth season or fourth season, and then there's fifth season. But they
Yeah.
decided this isn't the same flavor as what it was. Let's go back and re-edit these to fit that.
Well, they actually intentionally didn't do the regular format that they had. Because all those original seasons were all like, here's this show and here's this season takes place over this, couple days, or this episode takes place over this couple days and continue. And then when it got picked up by Netflix, just as streaming, they started to get a cult following from people binging it.
Mhm.
And so when they went and said, hey, let's go ahead and do another season, the creator said, okay, well, what else can we do that's going to be different, that's going to still be binge worthy, that people watch it this way? And what they did was like a Rashomon thing, where almost every episode took place over the same amount of time, but from different characters' perspectives and interactions. And too many people went, it's different, it sucks. So then they went back and changed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think because when I asked Tara about it, I'm like, hey, there's original cuts, and she's like, yeah, don't you remember? I'm like, no, I don't. And she's like, yeah, it's just they followed one character per episode, and it was just the pacing was off. It was slow, and so I guess that's why we stopped watching it originally. But I'm curious now to go back and watch the full length ones now, since I'd already seen it, because I'd like to see how they compare to each other. But if you were binge watching it and had never seen any of it, it definitely flows a lot better with the remixes because it fits in with that. But if you were, I guess, coming at it from after a long hiatus and wanted something slightly different, then maybe it works.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. I didn't mind the longer format because they were like having a longer period of time being traversed and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But Bob started watching First Kill. I like it, and we haven't finished watching the first season though. But there are so many parts where it's like y'all are being set up.
If the second season is called Second Kill, I'm just curious.
No, they didn't get re-upped for a second season, and the fandom was in pretty much an uproar about it because the First Kill is one of the producers is the author of the story, and who's actually like not a super famous author, but has some clout. And that, of course, it has queer representation, POC representation, and they're like, so you didn't re-up First Kill, and you barely gave it any time. You didn't re-up it, but you're gonna re-up Winx again? What the fuck? That show sucks.
Oh, it looks like part of the reason they decided to do the extended versions with Arrested Development 2 was it was like around pandemic, and so it was easier to shoot one person's character by themselves, and so it just made it easier for scheduling and filming too.
Right. I
Makes a lot
also
of
remember
sense.
that there was the actors had a problem with the re-edits because they were using footage. Parts of the re-edits were footage that were not included in the original episodes, and by re-editing it all in, so if it's like, hey, you're using stuff that we technically didn't get paid for,
Oh,
and now you're using like all this other footage like and stuff, and we want to get paid for that.
ouch. Yeah, that's a no bueno.
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I never knew how that. So if we were paid actors and filmed multiple scenes, that the pay is ultimately decided on based on the scenes used and not what's on the cutting floor.
Yeah, it must be part of whatever contract they had,
Huh.
you know.
Hmm.
I don't know the details. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just
Maybe Legal Eagle did a thing about it,
maybe. Yeah,
5 years ago.
the two actors, Will Arnett and Jason Bateman, are teamed up with a guy named Sean Hayes, and they do a fun little podcast where the thing for each episode is one of the three will bring a guest, like a celebrity guest of some kind, and the other two don't know, so it's like a surprise interview kind of thing. So it's kind of a neat format, and it's funny because they'll bring up things like, "So, what was your favorite episode of Arrested Development?" And I didn't watch it.
One of my favorites has got to be the one where Ron Howard is dogging out another show's narrator. just the meta-ness of it just tickles my funny bone.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the Future Part 4 trailer.
I saw that too. I saw that too.
It didn't say in the trailer when it's coming out. Wacky.
Well, it's because they just did the teaser that things are about to happen.
Oh, right. Okay.
Also, this week we're going to get our first real solid trailer from Picard season 3, which I'm really looking forward to. That starts next month.
Gosh, I still haven't seen Picard season 2 yet.
Yeah, season 3 is the last season, and it's looking like it's rolling up to be a farewell for the Next Generation season, or for the series completely. So they're like bringing back all of the old Next Generation characters.
Sweet. They all get naked on the holodeck.
They all get naked on the holodeck.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. So definitely is cool that we're gonna. It looks like they definitely are trying to farewell out the actual series Next Gen, which is cool. So.
We made it almost through the whole podcast
Without talking about anything important. It was awesome. So there we go.
Yeah, I didn't know they were doing that Back to the Future 4.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what else is coming up on the horizon.
So there's a trailer for Back to the Future 4 Doc Brown supervillain.
That'd be cool. I mean, I've also heard some relatively good things about the newest of the Indiana Jones movies. Just rumblings, but I think in general people are kind of like, you know.
Well, I know I'm in the minority here. I disliked Part 3 so much I didn't even consider watching Part 4.
Really? That's interesting. I liked Part 3 quite a bit.
Most people do.
That's fascinating.
And you know what? Y'all can spend all the time you want watching that. I won't be there.
That's totally fine. I mean, that's all good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I didn't even consider watching the Shia LaBeouf one.
There was this Shia LaBeouf one.
LaBeouf.
Oh, yeah. Was 4? Then I just slept through it.
The beef.
And I just like slept through it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's fair.
And then people told me part 4 was terrible. I'm like, cool.
Right? You're like, well, since I didn't watch it, that's pretty fair. So
I'm just shuffling through the IMDb cast for the Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
is that what it's called?
That's what it's called. Is it like a hand bar of soap?
The hand bar of soap of destiny.
Dial of Destiny, is that what they used to adjust the ICU bed for Indiana?
Indiana. We named the dog Indiana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, brought back Karen Allen.
Interesting.
Marion. Is that her name? Marion?
Marion.
Marion.
Yeah. It's intriguing. I like Marion. She was
short round.
Interesting.
Short rounds going around and re-stealing all the stuff from the museum that Indiana Jones had and taking it back to where it belongs.
Oh, is he in it?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh.
Taking all the stolen artifacts back to the indigenous people that they were stolen from.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I within it with part 3, it's not even that I can't point to anything really about what I don't like about it. I just don't like it. Like, part of me really loved the first one and liked the direction they took it for the second one. And I guess I didn't like it going back to really campy, or at least back to like high adventure campy. I like the scary, blood drinking, heart tearing out campy. That was. I mean, you didn't know me as a kid, but pretty dark.
I did. News. 90% of a kid.
It's not like, if you ask me about like Fifth Element and why I hate that movie, I could tell you for hours about how that movie's just garbage.
Fair.
Yeah. I mean, but it's still a fun movie. I get it that Indiana Jones in fact kind of makes some things worse with his meddling, but who hasn't made things worse with their meddling?
Me, I always meddle. Scooby-Doo has entire seasons on me. I was the kids. It's true. It's the band.
Yeah, it was weird with Fifth Element for me because I'd heard a lot of people liked it and I went and saw it. It was just sitting there, and the problem was in my mind I already knew what movie I wanted to see because it's Bruce Willis and I'm thinking Die Hard, directed by Luc Besson, so I'm thinking The Professional.
Right.
And it's in space, so I'm like, I'm going to see Die Hard and The Professional in space meshed together. It's going to be like kick-ass combat, intense like action scenes with tons of stuff at stake. It's going to be so serious, I think, is where my mind was.
Right.
And it's just this one big comedy with a little bit of action. Yeah, I know you got another show.
Yeah, we got another minute. We had a minute. So,
but yeah,
from the very first like part, I was like, "What is this crap?" And it's like when the aliens are like leaving and like the thing, the doors close on the alien's hand, and the alien like shoots the key out of its finger at the guy's like, protect it. I'm like, okay, so how about you? I don't know, unlock the door, let the alien get on a ship, then close the door and lock it back up again. You could do that, right? It's a key for unlocking shit and locking shit. Yeah,
we have a key.
Yeah, you could do that, right? Oh, I'm supposed to give a shit.
Multipass.
But interesting enough, after having seen it and resetting my expectations, I enjoyed it slightly the second time around enough that I didn't feel like I had to stop watching it.
Yeah, we saw it opening night at the Continental.
You wanted your $10 and your time back.
Yeah, and the age difference is terrible, but that's Hollywood for you.
Mm-hmm. Well, guys, got to go draw.
Get out of here,
go draw some pictures, so we should wrap it up.
Right?
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe and all that cool stuff. We really do appreciate the interaction.
Right?
I've got some trailers to go watch. Apparently.
Oh, we've got music going already.
Yeah, you're supposed to do the thing.
Okay. Well, that's all the time we have for today. I've been Guy.
I've been Troy.
And I've been Alex.
And this is Geek Tank.